Hello there. I thought present myself an interesting challenge for today. I'm going to be challenging Stockfish in the Queen versus Rook drill positions that I've faced, over the last year or two that I've been doing those drills. I think I have faced up to maybe 7 different, unique drill positions. Some of them easier than others, by the way. And then, for added measure, attempt the position that they have in James Mason's famous Principles of Chess book. He shows you how to checkmate the king when, you've got the queen and the defending side has a rook. And then one more I found in another book on my shelf. This one here is Paul Keres' famous Practical Chess Endings book, another classic. And some interesting differences, between the knowledge that they had back in this book was in, I think, 1895, updated again in 1948, and this one something like 1970, I think, somewhere around there. But just before the moment when computers really took over. And then, speaking of computers, there's one more position which I found. I have on my iPad the chess.com chess app, and it's different, it's a different, the app is different from the Android app that I have on my phone. And so I just discovered this, Queen versus Rook drill there. Very interesting position as well. And so if we have time at the end, I'll show you how I defeated that one in my very first attempt in 29 moves. All right. And I won't attempt to do that one again, but just because, I want to have an unblemished record on that one. So let's call up our first position here. And so those of you who actually do the drill like I do every day will probably recognize this as practice position number 4. I'm just going to not bother doing the first 3 because all 3 of those are just, simple Philidor position variations and, things that you have to know. And, hey, you know what? To defeat Stockfish, I'm going to have to use the Philidor at some point in here anyway. Let's just get going here. So this is always my first move here. This is my second, and this is my third. And this one always takes them apart pretty fast. We got a really nice, really slick little move, which I think I first discovered this move maybe from, one of these 2 books, but I have a feeling, it was when I was using my very first chess book, and sparring in high school with my best friend, and and then one of us played this for the first time. Just an outstanding little quiet move, which wins the rook on the spot. Okay, now I'm not going to bother, wasting time on, the checkmating with the queen, because that's time consuming, and the main point is, to just win the rook. All right, so that was the first one. All right, so now the next one is practice position number 5. And again, we have a situation. It's white to move and win. Probably every move wins, I guess. I don't know. But my move is this one to here. And Stockfish has four favorite moves. that I have to prepare. So I have to have 4 solutions for this one. And, I think his favorite actually is this one, calling check on my king. And then, not so favorite, I think it's his least favorite probably, is calling check on the queen. That's just an immediate loss. Okay, that goes into a famous second rank, I guess, endgame position, which, is easily won. And then he's got these, what I call 2 get out of dodge positions, where he just shoots the rook off to the edge of the board, one of these 2 directions. And to be honest, rook a7, I think it's his second favorite, of choices out of the 4. Okay, now he might try something a little different this time. I'll have to come down here and try to prod him back. Okay, this is, okay, now let's not, I'm just going to say, let's not get into a threefold repetition, but we don't generally have that issue with Stockfish, because Stockfish is playing for a win, and don't you ever forget that. The reason that he plays for a win is because he's got a rook. So until you remove that rook from his hands, he's not interested, in threefold repetition. Okay, so there is a guy who taught me this move, and that was in, I think, lesson number 3 on Queen versus Rook. Josh Friedel, chess.com. 3 excellent, 3, not 4, 3 excellent lessons. And we don't have a name for this, so I say this is Josh's patented move. It's just a killer move, which hits that rook. And for unfathomable reasons, it just causes, the end, the demise of Stockfish. So now I do have a name for this move that's upcoming, and that's called the Skull Crusher, which I get to use, a lot. Thanks to Josh, I get to use that Skull Crusher move a lot, and I tell you, it's absolutely the worst when it's diagonal like that. Because then, the rook cannot take that kind of pressure in the vice grip of those 2 kings. And anyway, here we go, and crunch. Right, so those are the 2 easiest positions that we're going to face here, I think. So now we start with random positions that were introduced, I don't know, shortly after I started making a habit of doing these Queen versus Rook, drills. I do it like it's part of my daily grind. So I incorporate, 2 of these kind of things in my daily grind, which is the Bishop and Knight checkmate drills, and then the Queen versus Rook, because, well, they're 2 of the hardest, and I figure that if you do it every day, it just, becomes second nature, and yeah, I think it's not a bad thing. And if you don't do it, then you lose it, All right, so this one could end up being, pretty easy if he, responds with that. And then we'll get that position that I kind of referred to earlier as a famous second rank endgame position. Let's just go for it here. Yeah, okay. So he does. So yeah, he'll do this quite often, and it's always nice when he does. And I call this, the inchworm, because of the way, the black pieces, they move like so. Yeah. Anyway, because I don't know, it probably has a real name, but I like to name things with a name that I'm gonna, remember. Oh yeah, inchworm. I remember that because it's just an iconic way the black pieces move. Eh? They just inch along, and then we come to the end of the board, and the end of the rook. Okay, and there she goes. Okay, so that's not a bad start. So 3 easy victories there. Now random position number 2, they're going to get a lot harder. Now this one is kind of interesting because if the rook, was here, and the king was here, all right, so here and here, we would have a repeat of position number 4, practice position number 4, just in a different orientation. I think it's like a mirror image, and then the board, rotated 90 degrees. And by the way, that would be an excellent thing to do as well, is to study all these positions, in every possible orientation, so that you can, so you don't get stuck in a pattern recognition where, you're fantastic, check in the A8 corner, let's say, is now going to be in the, H1 corner instead, and you're going in an opposite direction, and you just don't recognize it. By the way, how often do you start? How often do you start in check? Okay, well, we better get out of check. Okay, just a rule of thumb, just when you got nothing better to do, just take a step towards the king. Now here, I might do this one instead of going there, and then I might not. I might do this, and the reason is that would set up something pretty similar to what I just finished doing, right? If he goes there, sorry, not there, but down here. Anyway, let's just do something, anything. And yeah, this is okay. So this is gonna make me think now. Which way do I want to go here? So check here. I think he's just gonna do some sort of inchworm technique again. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can get him to inch along a little bit. Now this, I don't think this. Yeah, this is not winning outright because we're not. Let me think now. Yeah, the position number, the practice position number 5 would have these 2 pieces in here, and then we would have. Is it? Yeah, trying to remember exactly. Yeah, at any rate, I think the king would be there, and then the queen. Yeah. Okay, now I got it. Yeah, we got our pieces swapped. The queen would be here, and the king would be here, and then it would be just pop that queen up there. But they don't work. It doesn't work the same anyway. If I just do that right now, and we've got these guys interchanged, I would need these 2 pieces over here, and so on. Anyway, but what can we do? All right, so you can always target a rook. It's never a bad idea, and it's never a completely bad idea. What else do we have? So there's another thing we could try anyway. What I don't like about this. Okay, if the king comes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so if we did. Yeah, you know what? Let's see what we get here. So he doesn't go there. So sometimes you can get the inchworm if you. Let's see. I think if you park. Go here. No, it's not that way. Is it? Oh, yeah, could be. Yeah, and he calls check, and I move this way, and I think it might be this. You know what? It's worth a try. And he won't do it. Okay. But sometimes you're able to, convince him to give it a shot. And now we actually have to get back to playing real chess. And let's see. Check here. Yeah, this gets a little bit ugly. This is not, aiming. This is not really turning out to be something like a Philidor. And I think, okay, this. Okay, that's a weird response. Okay, let's see which way he goes here. Yep, okay. So I think we just bring this guy down. Let's go here. Yeah. All right, so this is kind of, for me, this is kind of a feel-good thing. This shape right here. Usually a sign that we've made some progress, provided I don't completely goof up from this point. And you can even just go here. I think I'm just trying to remember which is. He calls check there, and if he doesn't, then yeah. Okay, sorry, I gotta move that. Yeah, okay. Now we're back to, I was wondering why that was acting strange. Okay, so now, I think I have to go here. And then I think I go here. Okay, yeah, and that invites this third rank defense. And it's sometimes hard to, well, let's put it this way. I haven't had a lot of luck getting into the third rank position. I want to sneak down to this square, but from this arrangement, I could, he always can go this way on my check, and this one is no good, I don't think. Yeah, because you don't want the king moving up this way. So, and then if I just go here, like I said, you can go there. Cuts off my access to my checking squares. And anyway, I'm never convinced that sorry, misspoke. But yeah, I'm never convinced that I can coerce him into it. All right, so I'm gonna drop my piece here. And when I say third rank defense, the kings are going to be facing each other on the short side of the board. The short side has 3 empty squares, and the long side has these 4 empty squares, right? So short side is to the right of the black king, and on his left is where the queen belongs. 1 knight move away. My king belongs right in front of him, 2 squares away. And then this guy, he gets to choose between one of, 2 favorite moves of Stockfish, which is either maintain the third rank defense, the thematic one, or to go into the shadow of my king that will be sitting here on this diagonal, okay? And that's one that I had to kind of learn how to deal with, because I just sort of face it a lot, and Stockfish knows that I'm not good at it, so he only recently learned that I now know what to do about that, and he switched to this one now. Okay, so there's that move. Who teaches this? It's that guy Josh that I mentioned. And then you know what though? Okay, so this move, it's not a good move, and the way I found, anyway, the way it works, rather well for dealing with Stockfish is, if the king moves, your king should just, track him, and once you hit that rook, then he'll move 1 square, and then we'll see what my my queen does. But let's see if he does it. Yeah, so he goes 1, and then I just go 1. And you know what happened? The entire position just got, shifted by 1 position. And now the rook's at the edge of the board and has a dilemma because he can no longer keep inching away. All right. Usually this is my move here. And I think this is my move. Okay, and then we're going to talk about the Skull Crusher a lot. All right. And, Josh is, magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. It's like, okay, guys, when we do the inchworm, we come to this position, and it's black's turn to move. And black goes there with the rook. But now it's white's turn to move. It's one of those things, eh? This is a great winning position if it's black to move. And, well, just like the Philidor. Not so great when it's white to move, unless you know this fantastic move. All right, so this is basically it. This is it. And we start crushing the skull. Okay. Now, don't forget, you got to call a check here. All right. That forces him up. All right. And then, you don't even have to skewer because, what happens? You know what happens when skull pops, eh? This guy doesn't want to get that debris on him. So, he just gets out of the way. Gets out of the line of fire. Okay, so that is done. All right. What's the next one? Random position number 3. Just want to confirm that the one that I just did is that one. Yep. Yeah. So random position number 3 is a variation. It's a variation of practice position number 5, which would have the king there and the queen here. And so all they did was, just dislodge those 2 pieces, and they make it a harder puzzle now. And I think, I think I haven't had success with, moving the king. I'm going to just give this one a try here. And, okay, so, yeah, yes, start to close in on the king. All right. Oh, this could be good. Yeah, we might get the inchworm, huh? Now this is the long haul. All right, you won't mind doing it because it takes so many darn moves to push it. I'm surprised he actually didn't bail out with the rook early in the middle of the board. It makes it a little more tricky, I think. All right. Oh, nice. And we just say goodbye. Oh, it's nice to just pick up these things so easily. So that's another one down. And, okay. That was random position number 3. We're going to go to random position number 4. Like I said, they just keep getting harder. And, random position number 4. Yeah. Okay. This will probably be the hardest, I guess. Yeah, we can hit the rook, and we can come forward with the king. Yeah, so you should improve the position of your worst placed piece, probably, right? This is really a bad one. So let's see if I just go straight into the opposition. He slides out of it. And you slide back into it. Like so. And they get too close, in my opinion. But here's a funny one. Like if I just do that, he slides up, gets a free check, and then I go there. That restricts his king a little bit. Does it not? I don't know if this is a good move or not. Okay. Does it the other way. Yeah, and now we got this. Now, I'm just going to do this. And the reason I do that because Stockfish loves that third rank defense. And this one is much easier for me to get into. So that was like, okay, so if I can get into the third rank on the fourth move, yeah, I'll take that. Okay, so he's already established this will be the short side. I'll go here. He should go there, but this time he's got a swishing zook. Where does he plan on going with this? Right there. And we just go right back to hitting that T. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll get the main line. Okay. And I like to be careful with this one. So the thing about this third rank, the thematic position that we just did there, is all well and good until he does that, and then you're sitting there saying, well, what the heck am I supposed to do now? And that's why you have to take Josh's lesson, because he'll tell you what you have to do now. And again, it's unfathomable. Josh, he just comes up with all these moves that you just say, why would I do that? And then, well, the answer is because you want to win, don't you? And then you just win. Now, I don't always play all of Josh's moves, once we get to, like something like this. And, you gotta make, some effort, right, to introduce your own, flair, I guess, your own style. So, so where did he just move from? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if he had gone there, then I think I go here. But since he went there, then I guess I'll go here. And then I guess I'll go and call this check. So I don't know what else I can do. And then may need to do so I want to bring my king down, and in order to do that I gotta guard that square. So I'm gonna get on that diagonal with this check, so I get a tempo. And unfortunately then he does that, right? So we got to stay on that diagonal, get another tempo, and then we just do that. And they just give us the rook. Computer rated 3,200 says, yeah, okay, you've danced around long enough. I guess you get your reward. Random position number 5. Yeah, this was a mystery position for me. I actually don't think I've ever actually done this one. I don't think I've ever faced this one in just, whenever I say, let's do the challenge, 5 drills. You will get 2 random positions sometimes. This one never came up. But I think when I was doing practice one time and I completed the practice position number 4, and then I just said next drill, I think this thing came up. Total mystery. Just like literally a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And, I didn't do well. I don't know. I think I probably just did that. But somehow that didn't turn out the way it should, the way I thought it should, but, Now, it's not to say that that's not a bad, I don't think that's a bad move, but, anyway, you have 2 options, I guess, if you're really dying to call check there. So I think I asked Stockfish, what would you do if you had to play this? It was really, dirty pool, right? Because, once he tells me that move, then I'm going to use it against him, and this is how I beat Stockfish all the time when I don't have, Josh's advice handy. So I guess I'll do this. I won it once like this, let's put it that way. And then, oh man, I think I'm supposed to hit the rook on this diagonal. And I think that might provoke him to go there. Now the other thing wishful thinking, I sometimes think that, well, wouldn't this work out? And then his answer would be like, call check there. I'll slide here. He can call check there, and then I'll slide there, and then we have the inchworm, right? Problem is, if he doesn't do that, this one could get pretty funky, so he can't call check. He can call this one. I guess I pop out here. And, this is supposed to be a winnable position one way or the other. Now, whenever I say, we should hit this guy like so, the reason I say this is if he does do that, we call the check here, and it's a double attack. It's a fork, okay? And then he goes back, and we have just enough room to do a knight move. Oh. So probably he'll go there then. I don't know. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. You kidding me. You kidding me. Like, doesn't this guy have a pair of ears? I mean, I just explained what I was going to do. He just goes for it. Oh, my God. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. All right. Well, that's 7 positions now that well, 6 that I've faced regularly, I would say. But that was a new one. That there one was a new one that I never really have to face, and now it looks like I know how to crack that guy. And that's it. That's what I got from chess.com, with the exception of the iPad one, which, like I said, I'm not going to do. But now we're going to do this one, James Mason one, because this one fascinates me. Is that when I look at it now, of course, when I was a kid, 12 years old, 50 odd years ago, whatever whatever that year was, it was the Bobby Fischer year, 1972, I guess. I'm seeing this kind of thing for the first time. It didn't dawn, I don't think, on James Mason that, this thing is the third-rank defense, because I don't know if it had a name back then, and, it just, I don't think they considered it to be a good idea anyway to, separate the pieces. You should try to keep your king and rook very close together, I think was the idea back then. But when I look at it right now, it's like, how much easier could it be for me to get myself into the third rank right out of the gate? Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so he'll go there. So that's going to be the short side. All right. I think I'll tap the rook, and then I'll go here. Okay. And what that does is it poses the age-old problem for, Stockfish. Make a choice there. But he does like those options, and I tell you, he had great success with rook to a2. Really, really, yeah, he burned me so many times. And, first move, really easy, just check, because you don't know what else to do. And then, as my friend Fritz 10 used to say, he thinketh for the first time. And I don't think Josh had discussed this one. Now, Josh had discussed a situation where player misplaces his rook in the third rank defense on a6 when it should belong on b6. Okay? And then how you deal with that. But that's a different situation when a rook gets misplaced. But what Stockfish had done is was not misplace it. He gave himself the option. okay, of going to the so-called correct square and going to this diabolical one. And again, there's an argument to be made that every move wins from here. But boy, I like the flashy moves. What do you think? Pretty suspenseful, right? Check this. I know it's a pretty embarrassing move here, but okay. Why? King to c5. Like, boy, that doesn't look like a good move. And you'd be right. So, what I could say here is, guys, look, I'm rated 1022. Why are you listening to me? But what I could say is, as a rank amateur, well, I got, mighty fine centralization of those two pieces, don't I? And I've got, big time separation between those two. Rook's on the edge of the board. Wonder why that is, eh? I tell you right now, having a rook on the edge of the board in this endgame is not a good idea. However, what a clever idea, to hide in the shadow like he keeps doing. All right. Okay, so, he'll torment you, which he used to do to me with this kind of activity until you, get wise. And you correct the problem, which is this is a long shadow that he can hide in, and you cannot do any forks until you get off of, that diagonal. And, of course, create a smaller shadow over here, which he doesn't go for. I wonder why. Again, I don't know. And now, he thinketh for the third time. Gives me a little problem to deal with here. Which way do I go? Now, logic says go towards the king, so I'll go the opposite way. Okay. And now, he thinketh for the fourth or fifth time. Let's say the fifth time, just because I lost count. I know. You gotta be joking. Like, seriously. You kidding? Well, now we take the rook. Hey, what do they say? You might want to pause your video here and see if you can figure out how to win that rook. But for the rest of us, we'll just get down to business, okay? So we call check. And we call check. And we call check. And then we take that rook. And that, my friends, is how we sweep up Stockfish. Okay, guys, we need we really got to have an instant replay on this. Seriously. I worked long and hard, okay, on this, developing this line to the point where I just love it, And by the way, there's lots more where that came from, because this is absolutely a fascinating, diabolical idea, which you should use, by the way. But yeah, when it goes, if you face a person who only knows what to do he knows that. Okay, but then when you gotta face this for the first time, you don't really discover, I don't think, over the board that easily. You might stumble across a win. I've done that, stumble across a win. But anyway, let's just see this. This is great. Yeah. Just decides to stay on the edge of the board. Just hug that board, eh? And really, is this the best you can do? Look at the situation here. The firepower that we have on board. And the best we can do is, well, this guy's I'm gonna go hide behind the king's skirt. The king's robe. Let's call it a robe. In the shadow of his robe. He'd probably hide underneath the robe. Alright? And then what? This magnificent beast right here. This is all you got? I know. Really? Like, it's mind-boggling. Okay. Man. And then I bet y'all thought that I was just going to keep, doing that. Now, it would have been interesting because, what I said about Stockfish is that he's not the type. As long as he's got a Rook that's alive and kicking, he will not play that threefold repetition game. I'm not going to tempt him here, but, yeah, look at this. King takes a little walk. Oh, man. And then, okay, so he gives the guy a little nudge, and this little tap says, yeah, go away, little boy, you're bothering me here. And, like, that's got to be the ultimate quiet move. That really has got to be the ultimate quiet move. Seriously. Now, y'all go back, okay, and set up your pieces on your board, and then find where's the fork in this. See if you can find it. I'm sure that there's something in there, but I just love this little move. Because I know where the fork is in this one. Okay? And, yeah. Dazzling. Okay, so we have one more. This, I'm going to say, the Paul Keres one should be the most difficult of them all. Should be, and that's because, for once, black really has, I think, a commanding position at the center of the board, more or less. And, we've got this far, and I don't think we faced a fourth-rank defense. But this guy right here is actually perfectly positioned, okay, to establish, to draw a line in the sand right there on the fourth rank. And when you're encountering the fourth rank defense for the first time, well, that's a bit of a rascal too. And I'm going to confess that I don't watch the YouTube videos where the guys, relentlessly teach you every single possible move under the sun. I only want to beat Stockfish, so, for now. And, if I ever want to beat a human at this, then what I'll do is I'll start with an 800 level bot, a 1,000 level bot, because no human really works on the, like, no human volunteers to train. Yeah, I'll be the black side, the losing side, right? So, yeah, I don't expect humans to be able to defend against the Queen versus Rook, ending too well, unless they watch the Chess Dojo, by the way. Another shout out here, Jesse Cry, I think. Yeah, because I believe he's one of the guys who does study, stuff like this. And I think he practices, the fourth rank. So, yeah, well, I hope I didn't give away any secrets, but I mean, I saw it on his stream, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a secret then. All right, so Paul Keres. We still have books, I guess, old guys, yeah. Practical Chess Endings. Probably so many of these books are out of print by now. But, wow, this guy, though, that James Mason one, It was around for more than 100 years, I guess. And, Fred Reinfeld did a really nice job updating it for my generation. It was a much younger generation, actually. It was the 1950s generation, I should say. So I was a generation after that. So maybe Gotham Chess should be, tackling that. Bring that one up to date. It's got 50 games in there. We need the Magnus games, the Hikaru games, the Kasparov games. That's what we need in there. All right, so Keres says queen to f3. I think that probably gets you into the 4th rank defense, but I imagine this one wouldn't change that outcome. And, I like to be different. I said, Paul, I tried your move. I didn't like it. But I win with either one. And this one, I think I just had a little bit more success doing dopey moves like this one right here. And even dopier moves like this one. That way I skip dinner, right? And go straight to dessert. I skipped the 4th rank. Did you see how smoothly that happened? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I avoided the 4th rank, it looks like, at every opportunity so far, but this was the best opportunity to get the 4th. Not really that line there. It's this line, isn't it? That would have been the 4th rank. But now we go straight to, I think we're going to go straight to the 3rd rank. I mean, he's got it all set up here. And yes, the way I think I go into it is like on this long diagonal, that check, which he could block. But I think he doesn't for some reason. And then I, can come in, down here. Whoa, get off of that. Okay. Like coming down that way. So I think this is how I do it. And, you can see, like, I still have to pull my, like, this guy has to go down there, and this king has to, it's a whole work of, it's a day's work, right? But let's see. All right, so, so he's going to force me down here, and then here. Holy smokes, you're going to play that game, eh? All right, well, if he's going to do that, then I gotta come up. I think I gotta come out of there. Like, this is great. All right, so what I'll do, I think I'll just take a step. Oh man, that's really unexpected. Why did he not just zip line back here? I don't know why he didn't. And he doesn't like 3rd. Okay, maybe I can prove my point. He doesn't like 3-fold repetitions, right? Just make sure we gotta count them. 1. Oh, only he does. He's okay. Stockfish is okay with 2-fold repetition, so I'll do that. Okay, but not 3-fold. So by now he should give way. Oh, son of a gun! Oh, the nerve of the guy. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna come here. Although I might do better. I might do better to do that. And then force him that way, okay? I still want this through 3rd rank. Don't get me wrong. I do want this. Okay, so now I'm going to tiptoe. Okay. So far, so good. And you see what I'm doing? Right? I know, the suspense is killing me, too, okay? Just relax. Whew, just take a deep breath. And we now put him in that awful position of having to decide, This is great. This is good. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, I hope he doesn't try to embarrass the heck out of me, because sometimes there's a lot of dirty tricks involved with this one. Ah, no, he just gives me an easy out. Why? Why would you do that? Oh, man. Man, you son of a gun. Okay. So this is a kind of ugly one. We are, kind of setting ourselves up for, our skull crusher. But how we do it, it's a little bit ugly, is what I'm saying. So I got to go here. I got to call these checks. And I got to do them exactly like this, because when I call this check, I need him to land there. And then I can tiptoe with the silent assassin. Okay. Tiptoe. It must be nice to be able to laugh at a 3200 level computer, but anyway. I'm taking out revenge on the computer for ruining one of my favorite games when I was a child, which was tic-tac-toe. Okay. And now he gets out of the way of the debris. Alright, so guys, we did them all. And we did them flawlessly. So Stockfish was not able to get a draw. Against me. So now we get to watch how I took apart the iPad position. This one. So you guys who have that app have possibly seen this drill. If not, go check it out. It's a curiosity, this one. Seems to me you could blow it. I think you could blow it on the very first move, right? How about that move? Yeah. Well, I didn't play that. Okay, so what did I play? Well, let's just watch. Actually, that's not what I want to do, is it? That's not what I want to do. I want to actually... Yeah, that's what I want to do. I just want to hit the play button. I was challenging myself to this. No. No, I just want to hit the play. There we go. All right, so... Okay, this looks a little challenging, actually. All right. Okay, this is good. This is good. We got the third rank shaping up here, guys. You notice? There it is. Now, which way does he go with this one? Ah, there we go. We go and hit the T-bone. Yeah. Look, he played it that way. Into a Philidor. It's going to a Philidor. Third rank to Philidor. That's it. And we know it's lights out. First try against this position, by the way. Totally unusual position. And that was that. And the 29th move. 29 moves actually is quite a bit. So that's a man. Wow. Okay, so I guess I did a sort of a thematic move. Go into the opposition there. Okay, call the checks. Unnecessary checks, of course. And okay, so he's getting established, maybe. For a fourth rank. Draw a line in the sand. I just go right into the opposition. Calls this check. Don't know why he would do that. So I hit the rook. And then I call that check. Ooh, yeah. Isn't that brilliant, eh? Yeah, forking. Sure. Okay. This is one but ugly position to be in, though. This is really good because, it's a weird sort of third rank. How come I'm not drawing a line? Yeah. It's a weird kind of a third rank. Yeah. I mean, it's not. It's just not. but now it is. Okay, now we got the rook, saying I'm taking a stance here. King will retreat, to the second rank. But this guy is not going to the second rank. No. He's gonna hold the line. Is what he's gonna do for as long as possible. Yeah, a little spite check in there, and now he finds a nice safe place where he can just plant his little self. And there we go. So you saw we got that one, eh? Where we just shift the position. And instead of moving the rook, he decided to defend the rook. And and then I got lucky, I think. I just got lucky that I knew that leads to the Philidor. Thanks to Josh. Okay. Shout outs everywhere. Okay. That's the stuff we know. Okay. And that is the end of that. So, hope you enjoyed it. I did. And next time, see what else we got. All right. Stay cool.